Hello again, and welcome back to a brand new episode of 343. Riaz, is your connection a bit delayed there? You still jamming here, and the music's finished playing on my side.
Look, I
So,
like the music, guys. I mean, I like the music. It's playing my head,
At
if anything.
first fan, my
fair
bro,
play,
always lost to everything. What
fair
can you do?
play,
Well,
fair
as
play.
long, I have to be happy about something. Can't be happy about my team. Must just dance to that.
That's fair. That's fair. Welcome back, guys. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. Anybody in the chat. My name is AF. Once again, joined by my trusted co-hosts, Jason, Riaz. How are you guys doing?
All good, man. I'm not as happy as Riaz apparently, but yeah, going good. Pretty nervous. I think it's probably the biggest day of my life thus far that I can remember. So wait, let's just ease the nerves and talk about how poorly your two teams are playing, and then I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. As long as we're good for something. That's all that matters. Happy to help.
What is that something that we're good for though?
Making Jason
And
feel better. Making
I,
Jason feel
I
better.
don't see that as a good thing. Why must our
making him
team's
feel better.
downfall make this guy feel good? Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. We also are joined by a first-time guest over here. Welcome, Austin. How's it going, man?
I'm all good now. Happy to be on the pod. Maybe if it was a few weeks ago, probably wouldn't have been, but in the Champions League places. So looking forward to getting that discussion started.
That's mighty Chelsea of you. Pick and choose when you make your appearances.
We are spoiled fan base, but anyway.
But yeah, so we have something that we normally do for first time guests, and that's a bit of an icebreaker. So yeah, a question to you: if you had the chance to pick the brain of any football player, past or present, who would it be and why?
That's a good question. Easy answer. I have to go with Frank Lampard. I wore the shirt today as well. Just
that's
because
the
of
old
his
school one, eh?
ability. Old school,
That's
203, 205, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it has to be Frank Lampard. His footballing ability is amazing. He can see the past. He has the vision. He sees everything before it happens. He reminds me a bit of KDB, although a different playing style. So yeah, I'd have to say Frank Lampard. Obviously doing well in management as well, with commentary. So that shows his ability and the way he thinks. So definitely.
Yeah, that's a good answer. It's like a few months ago we actually did a top midfielders of the Premier League ranking, and I think it was across the board. All of us had him in our top three midfielders in Premier League history. So yeah, shout out Frank Lampard, legend of the Premier League. Yeah, man.
Who were the other two?
So I think it was Scholes and Gerrard. I think.
Yeah, it was.
Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard was pretty much the top three across the board, if my memory serves correct.
Yeah.
Jason, I don't know if you were on that episode or Riaz.
No, because I was
Neither of us.
Diaby. Yeah, I was likely going to say Diaby, top three midfielders for me before injury. But yeah, I think it was common thread was Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, and I think that's fair. I think we'll have to start having some serious discussions, adding KDB close there. But yeah, I would have loved to pick the brain AF, and now you've asked Austin, but you're not asking me, but I'm going to give an answer because I'm a bit nervous. I would have loved to pick the brain of Cole Palmer. I think there's not much happening there. I've actually heard some rumors that he's actually he's very distant, right? And coaches actually can't give him much instruction. This isn't like me lying or anything. This is somebody that says he's one of those guys that just they literally tell him, okay, play in this space and do whatever you want to. So I'd love to know what he does with all the tactics. But yeah, let's see how that one goes.
He doesn't have the tactics. It's a maverick. He's one of those mavericks that just do whatever he can, and that's a lot. Yeah. Fair enough, that's a lot. But I don't think he. Yeah, just like you said, I'm not going to add to that because I feel bad.
We are going to move on to the start of the episode now. If you are a first-time joiner, tap the subscribe button, like the video. Yeah, we appreciate your support. But yeah, we are going to be doing a bit of a Premier League review. There were some results that looked a bit out of the ordinary. Jason, I'm going to start with you. Were there any results that stood out for you? We can put your team to the side for now. Let's look at the other results. We can round back to Arsenal a bit later.
Okay, good. Because I wanna take that. That needs to get the one comment needs to come out later.
No, that's great. Yeah, I think it's at the end of the season, man. So it's very tricky to really peg down a team that you think is going to win. And I think if I'm going to speak about my own team, I thought we were going to beat Bournemouth, but also very tricky. Bournemouth have done exceptionally well this season.
True.
I thought with the good form that United showed last week Thursday, maybe the Brentford game would have been a good continuation of that. Yeah, very heavily rested team. So I can understand
the youngest fielded team in Premier League history.
And yeah, 100% that it showed. It looked like you just scrapped a few kids together at somebody's birthday party and said, "Guys, there's a game." But yeah, I think it was a bit out of sorts after the form that you have shown in the last few weeks. And then I'm not going to say out of character because I almost thought that Chelsea, maybe I didn't predict it. I thought Liverpool might have enough, but I think just to see, and I didn't catch the game, but watching the highlights, to see Liverpool play the way they did, and also Chelsea with the form that they've shown to show up and actually beat Liverpool in that manner. Yeah, I think that is probably the surprising one. The fact that Liverpool didn't really turn up. But I mean, you can't ask 11 to 15 like heavily drunk people to come and play a game and compete, you know. So we also give them that. Yeah.
Austin, from your side, any games that like stood out to you?
Yeah, maybe the Forest game. A bit surprised that their poor form recently. They started the season so well. I still can't believe that they were 17th last season. So what Nuno's done has been brilliant. I think it's funny, you know, if the results were the other way around, we'd have thought, you know, that's been a great push for the Champions League places. But just given their drop off in form, I would say that's always a bit surprising for me.
Yeah, it seems like they ran out of steam at the worst time possible. At the end of it, like I don't think a draw is the worst result for them. So there's 3 games left. I'm not sure who their fixtures are, and I know that
fixtures, I think.
Yeah.
With Chelsea, it can literally come down to the final day. I think Chelsea has Villa on the final day, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest on the final day.
Or Chelsea Forest. Yeah, Chelsea Forest on the final day. So I think that's properly scripted over there, like winner takes all type thing. Riaz, anything from you over the past weekend?
Besides the obvious, I guess not too much. It was good to I guess watch Chelsea come out and actually beat Liverpool, even though like Jason said, you know, to ask them to come out and kind of perform after the week that they've had is a bit too much. But also I appreciated the guard of honor as well. I think that's a good touch from the Chelsea guys. I thought that was really nice. Also, City's on a run of form now. They closing the gap to Arsenal as well. So I don't know how this has happened, but you know, somehow they are now close to second place after being out of the top 4 for a while. I was quite ecstatic with the Trent news. I will not lie to you. I was quite ecstatic, but you know,
talk us through that a bit. Like, I mean, we've picked up the news about 3 or 4 weeks ago when the rumors came out that he was going to be leaving, and now it basically came out in that interview, and he outright said that he just needed a bit of a change. Seems like he took Marcus Rashford's script that he did back in January, that he also needed a bit of a change. So sounded very much similar. Just run us through that, Riaz.
Yeah, it is similar, but it's at least Rashford went on loan somewhere in England, where this guy is going for free to a European rival, which is a bit shocking. And like obviously, I kind of get it. I get both sides of the coin, to be completely honest. Like I get the fact that he's a great player. He wants to go play for the best team in Europe, and Real Madrid need a right back. So everything checks out there. I hate the fact that it's a free transfer. Like personally, I've gone through two of these where Bale was on going on free, and he signed a new contract, and we got to sell him for 100 million. Kane as well. He was going to go on a free, sign a new contract, and he was able to go for money as well. So that just seems like the right thing to do. And for someone who has been at the club for 20 years to not feel like that's the right thing to do is a bit that rubs me up a bit of the wrong way. But in saying that as well, on the other side of the coin, the club should really have done that last season or the season before that to tie him down to a contract so that they could sell him 2 years down the line. So I agree with Aspar as well. One man doesn't make a team, which is completely fair. And I think, honestly, that next season they might. I don't think they'll miss him too much. To be completely honest with you, I don't think they'll miss him too much. They might have better defensive options going forward. And yeah, Trent is wanted by a great team. That's true. Because he's a great player. As much as I meme about him, as much as I kind of hate on his defensive abilities, which, to be honest, I see as fair. Okay, then what they should. Yeah, I agreed. That's why I said yeah. It's both sides of the coin. It's a flip-flop situation. Like Conor Bradley is a really good backup, and he's better defensively, and maybe that could kind of also free up Mo Salah. I know Mo Salah's had a great season, but it might even free up Mo Salah more in terms of like he has that defensive ability behind him now, or stability behind him, so that he can kind of be even more freer than he is, cheat even more than he's doing at the moment, in terms of staying further up the field. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and like I said, I meme about him a lot, but he's a good player, and I just think that for me personally, my opinion is that both sides should have made sure that he didn't go on a free, because they knew he was going to. Out of all the three, a couple of seasons ago, I would have said even like Trent would be the one that would have left between Trent, Van Dijk, and Salah. So I think they should have tied him down, then already to a contract, and then sold him for some money, even if it was 50 million.
I'm pretty sure that he didn't. This wasn't like brand new to him. Like he probably had these thoughts somewhere in the latter part of last year.
Yeah.
So I mean, he really loves Liverpool, and his heart was always with Liverpool. So if you love a club that much, shouldn't you owe it to them to be as transparent as possible and tell them, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing. Try to get as much from me as possible. But then the January window closed, nothing happened, and it was just going to end up being him going to wherever on a free. Austin, your thoughts on this whole Trent debacle?
Yeah, I've seen rumors that it was decided in December. I can't blame a player for going to Madrid. I've seen it with Hazard at Chelsea. They're probably the biggest club in the world. So yeah, I can't hate him for doing it. Maybe the timing and the way you've done it was not right. But yeah, I have another question just on that. Do you think he's going to get booed? I've seen a lot of hate on Trent, but that's just on Twitter. Like, what's the general consensus when it comes to Liverpool fans? Like, do you think he's going to get booed? Will he start? What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I don't know, like, because after the game over the weekend, they took Trent off and Conor Bradley came on. And I mean, like, you guys, like Chelsea had Trent on toast for the most part of that game. And the comments that I saw after the game was like, play Bradley until the end of the season. Don't let Trent play another game and stuff. So I think that's a sort of indication already of how the Liverpool fans are feeling. And then the fact that he came out a day later to say that, okay, I've actually made my decision and I'm going to be leaving. So yeah, I think the temperature is just going to be rising after that. Jason,
I think it's a solid half, to be honest. I think it's a solid half.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? Because I mean, look, he's doing something for his career, and I like the fact that he said that he wanted a new challenge. Like, we have to be big enough to admit where sometimes a player might outgrow an environment, and that's fine. If you're looking at it, the objective is to win stuff, and he's won everything that he could at Liverpool, and now he wants a change of scenery, and there's nothing wrong with that. I can agree with Riaz and saying, yeah, I should have got more money, but also, yeah, man, you look at players and there's no, like, even if you say there's some sort of loyalty, there comes a time when players' mood might change, and that's, you're not going to get mad at a guy. You're not going to get mad at the accountant for leaving one firm to go to another firm when they're offering him more money and more opportunities and possibilities that he might have thought about like a while ago. And I mean, maybe he also doesn't have any friends. Maybe Judy's his only friend, and he's now going to move to Spain for a liquor time. That's fine as well. Yeah, I want to know, does this like on a longevity scale, does this mean Reece James over Trent Alexander-Arnold or what? Or must Reece James first get his hamstring sorted? Let's open that up. If we had a poll system, I would love to have that on screen. But yeah, I think it's not the most exciting signing for Madrid, because I think in this last season he showed his vulnerabilities when it comes to defensive responsibilities. So Madrid going through a bit of a transition as well with all of their injuries and stuff. They're going to need somebody that's going to be able to cover him the way that Van Dijk did, or have a midfielder that can slot in the way that Henderson, Fabinho did in Trent's better form. So yeah, I think in terms of booing, they've got Arsenal at home, they've got Brighton away, and then they've got Palace at home. So yeah, I think he'll still give his all for the last few. I don't think there'll be boos maybe from the Arsenal fans, but I think Palace at home will definitely be a bit of a send-off, man. I think online hate is different to actual in-person, and people who appreciate the player will still want to send him off.
Match-going fans.
Yeah, those, I mean, look, it's the same consensus with every fan base, right? Online seems very diluted, and then the people that actually go to the stadium and are there every week sing a very different tune. So I think they'll appreciate what they've had. I think for a long time he's been what we'd call a generational talent with what he's been able to do from a right back position. So let's see what Madrid holds. Maybe it's a little less scrutiny there, and maybe he'll just follow
scrutiny for English players, well, not English players, but like I guess British players is not easier there. I guess Bellingham got it easy, but like speaking for my boy Gareth, he had it shocking there. Like he had a terrible time.
Yeah, but I mean, look, also Gareth was able to sort of back it up, right? So even if they were to talk nonsense, he was performing in a Benzema, Ronaldo front three. Alexander-Arnold, maybe he can coast a bit. Maybe he can get slowly into it.
The thing that helps Trent is the fact that he's going on a free. There's no substantial price tag.
But Ziad also brings up a good point, is that Xabi Alonso plays a 3 at the back system. But I think that kind of the I don't think he'll play it as a right wing back. I think he'll play inside. So I think he'll basically invert and he'll play in the midfield rather than playing on the wide.
Yeah,
but that's a good point. Xabi Alonso does play 3 at the back.
But also, guys, look here. There's no Liverpool fans here except Riaz. Let's not.
I thought you were the United fan. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah. But yeah, let's just move on. And I said that we're going to come back to it. And because there's a match tonight, so this was a sort of a sandwich fixture for them. But do you think the loss to Bournemouth over the weekend, Jason, has any sort of repercussions for the way your team is going to view tonight's game?
Solid question. I'm hoping not, and I think it won't, just because when I watched that game over the weekend, it just looked like, okay, half of our mind was in France already. So I'm fine with that. I almost knew that it was going to be a tricky game, and we had them for a bit, and then, just 2 silly lapses of concentration. I think the Paris game is the biggest game of our season thus far. I think the Madrid game was big because of the spectacle, but this is like we're in grasp of something that could be attainable, and the record doesn't show, and it's not in our favor, but I think you also have a right to believe that your team will turn up. The game had bits of good, and whether we can maintain it against a very good PSG team, I don't know, but yeah, man, it was just like, the guys look like they ran out of ideas very quickly. So a bit concerning, but also one that you almost like knew it was going to be a bit of a banana peel.
Were you a bit surprised that Arteta fielded such a strong team, though?
Yeah, exceptionally surprised, especially when the other 3 teams that played in the semi-finals played all of their youngsters and things like that. The problem is our youngsters are very young. We don't have any backup players unless we bring on Sterling. And then we've got like 4 left backs, and 2 of them could have played, like Tierney and Zinchenko. And then it's like, you almost have to still show that respect. And I think Arteta did it because he wanted a bit of rhythm, but also because we kind of fumbled a bit. And now City have come up a bit closer, and there's a real discussion. I don't think we lose Champions League, but yeah, the second is very close. And yeah, I don't know. It's hard to call, but I'm hoping as all seasons, we put all our eggs in the one basket. I'm hoping that this is the year we actually get something out of that basket.
So I don't think you guys have to worry about losing the Champions League spot, because you guys have Liverpool, Newcastle, Southampton. So even if you lose to Liverpool and Newcastle, the chances of you guys losing to Southampton is like so slim.
It's slim, but it's not out of it.
Yeah.
I remember Liverpool going there and a 4-4 draw.
Let's be real here.
Yeah, come on now.
The teams that have, I think Southampton has only won 3 games this entire season. So I don't see that happening. But let's just end that discussion. We'll come back to Arsenal a bit later when we preview tonight's game after the team list has been released. But we have Newcastle versus Chelsea, and that's one of the main reasons why Austin is here. So that is one of the huge games happening this weekend, the other one being Liverpool versus Arsenal. But the context behind Newcastle and Chelsea is huge because of those Champions League spots. Austin, just run me through your feelings right now in terms of how confident are you of securing one of those remaining 4 spots?
Yeah, if you asked me before the Liverpool game, I would say not very confident. But after that performance against Liverpool, I was extremely happy. I know that they were a bit on the beach, but they still had some good quality first-team players, professionals. And what I would say is that on any other given day, I would see Chelsea slip up. We wouldn't score in the first half. Our first half performance being poor. When Liverpool scored one again in the second half, I thought that we were going to lose. So to see out that game, it gave me confidence going forward. So I expect us to finish 5th, to be honest. It's going to be tight. We play Newcastle, another 6-point game. Play Forest as well. So yeah, it's going to be tight. But we are on a good form recently. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I think Cole Palmer's also sort of recovered regained his form at the right time. That was probably his best performance since sometime towards the end of last year. Yeah. He even though he scored a penalty, he should have scored that. I think that that one dribble that he made, and he just outfoxed Alisson completely. Alisson thought he was going to square the ball. He went on the inside.
That was cheeky.
Hit the upright, the base of the upright, and I think Cole Palmer is just he's finding that form at the very right time. Diaz, from a Newcastle perspective, do you think, similarly to what Austin said, Chelsea will end up finishing 5th? Do you think Newcastle also have the same sort of train of thought?
Yeah, 100%. And I think they would be kind of justified in thinking that as well, because they've been really, really good so far in the past couple of weeks. I mean, they slipped. They don't look as good as they should have beaten Brighton. If they really wanted to kind of stamp the authority on that race, they should have beaten Brighton. A draw was good enough, I suppose, for them. But moving forward, they also don't have easy fixtures like Chelsea. Like Austin said, it's a 6-point swing. And yeah, Austin, just before we go into Newcastle, would you mind telling us about not just about Sanchez, but just where do you think kind of next season you kind of want to see the side strengthening? And then obviously, what are your thoughts on that keeper on Sanchez?
Yeah, in terms of strengthening, I think we need a goalkeeper. I wouldn't mind if we just recall Petrovic and he comes back as our starting 11. Definitely need a goalkeeper. I would say at least a world-class experienced centre-back. We've chopped and changed our centre-back pairing so many times that doesn't work. You need a proper pairing. Seen it with Arsenal, Liverpool, City over the years. That's how you win. You win your league titles. Midfield, I'm happy with that. Got some good quality in the midfield, as we showed against Liverpool. And then we're crying out for a striker for about 3-4 transfer windows now. So hopefully we can get someone like Osimhen. And then in terms of Sanchez, no.
I'm telling you.
Jackson,
as soon as that guy
love him
learns to shoot properly, then it's over for the rest of the league.
Yeah, no, definitely. But in terms of Sanchez, I think he's rubbish. We signed him at the time. I think he was Brighton's third choice goalkeeper. I mean, that says it all. You don't know what to expect from this guy. He does make good saves, but what I would say is you're just unsure that he's going to slip up. And I think that's why I was also a bit nervous in the Liverpool game. So yeah, he has to go, to be honest, for me. I'm not happy with him.
We have a question in the chat from Asfar asking what's happening with Nkunku. Has there been any rumors? Is he on his way out? Is he somebody that Enzo Maresca would want to work with?
Yeah, I don't think so. He looks out of favor at the moment. During the first half of the season, he was scoring like crazy in the Conference League, stat padding, everyone was happy. But now it just looks like he doesn't want to be there. He's lost his place in the team. So I expect him to go for probably maybe 30, 40 mil. Just try and get some money back in the next transfer window.
Yeah, unfortunately, like he's a special case because he joined Chelsea with like this really high expectations. He had a really good preseason first up, and then he got that injury, that really horrible injury, and ever since he's returned after that, he hasn't been able to like recapture that sort of consistent form. So yeah, like I feel like if he moves to another club, even if it's on like a season-long loan, just to try and like regain that confidence again, and I think that would be one of the best things that could happen for him, especially if Chelsea don't get any buyers. But just on that also, there's so many players still on the books at Chelsea, so many people sent out on loan. Do you think that they're going to try and trim that wage bill? Do you think they're going to try to make some moves to try and be within PSR? Because I mean, I don't think any team is safe from PSR at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I expect us to probably sell about maybe 10 to 14 players, including some youngsters. We have Sterling coming back, Kepa as well. So yeah, I don't know. I expect us to keep selling. I think we're a business at the moment. These owners, just treating it like a source of income, not really invested too much in the club. So yeah, probably just going to end up selling or send them back to Strasbourg on.
Jason,
it's so scandalous, actually. It's so scandalous to have that.
It is.
But look, if there's one team that can possibly make, I wouldn't say pure profit, but make enough money to cover whatever dodgy third-party ticket sponsorship deal they have or hotel corporation that sponsors the team, it would be Chelsea because of the quality that they've got. Yeah. So, yeah, I hate to say it, but I think Arsenal could go shopping there again, and we could get something that maybe fits our system. But besides that, there's a lot of good youngsters that could help a lot of teams, and you could get a decent amount of money. So maybe there was a little bit of method in the death row contracts, signing everybody to 360 deals like they do in Hollywood. But yeah, I think if there's one team that can do it, it's probably Chelsea. It's just, like you said, the experience that they need and that spine. I think we had mentioned it last week. Get the spine right, and then all the other filler players will be okay. But yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I think like we can draw the line on the Chelsea transfer talk and move back to the match. Jason, where do you think this match is going to be won and lost for either team?
Yeah, look, it's good for Chelsea that Cole Palmer's gotten some sort of form. He's coming up against a bit of a bulldog midfield in Joelinton, Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes. So we always highlight the Cole Palmer influence, and under Pochettino it was very high, and under Maresca as well. The dip in form coincides with his poor run of form. If he's able to get some sort of space, I think he probably punishes Newcastle. They've also slipped a bit defensively. For the Chelsea side, I think it's just whether they have the right set of centre-backs, because that front line of Murphy, Isak, and I think it's Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon, those are some mean forwards. And yeah, so those are the two. Whether Cole Palmer gets the space, and then whether the Chelsea backline actually show up on the day to prevent those front three from just running right.
Austin, the match is going to be played home for Newcastle. Those groups of supporters are known as some of the most noisy in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Do you think Chelsea would end up getting some stage fright going over there? Do you think the event could maybe get the better of them?
Yeah, that's a good question. The Newcastle atmosphere is unlike anything else. If we score first, I think we're good. If we concede, I think we're still young. These guys are a bit naive in terms of game management. So the key, I think, is to just score first, and then maybe see out the game like a 1-0. I don't expect us to score more than one. So, and I don't expect us to keep a clean sheet either. So maybe, my prediction would be maybe a 1-1 draw. So yeah.
Yes, from your side, from a Newcastle perspective, who's the game changer going to be?
Yeah, I think what's been really good from Newcastle this season is that when, like in the first half of the season, Lewis Hall was having a really, really good season at left back. And then when he got injured, now Livramento is slotted in there and he's also been doing really well. Same thing on the left wing with Harvey Barnes. When Gordon got injured, Harvey Barnes stepped in and it's like nothing changed, basically. They were still all guns blazing. And that's been really good to see from them. But yeah, the midfield is just too strong. They're like engines in there. They never give up. They're hounding you. They're always on it in that midfield. And what's crazy is that they can interchange. There's no specific six. There's no specific 2-8s that play in there. Tonali can one game play in the 8. Bruno can one game play in the 8. Joe Linton can one game play in the 8. It's really, really amazing to see and kind of watch them. But yeah, I think it's all down to the Chelsea backline if they are able to keep Newcastle out or not, because like Austin said earlier, they're prone to a bit of mistakes there in the back for Chelsea. So if they show up on the day and they actually defend well, then it could get interesting. But I think Newcastle will have too much at the end of it.
Yeah, no, I think the battle that I'm looking forward to the most, and it's crazy because at the starting of the season we kept on making fun out of Cucurella, but he's been one of the best left backs in the Premier League this season. And in the sort of like a resurgence, or not really resurgence, just like quietly climbing up the ladder from Jacob Murphy, I think that's going to be a really good battle this weekend. Jacob Murphy has been probably Newcastle's best player over the last few weeks. And that's saying something because they have Alexander-Arnold playing for them. But yeah, I think I'm extremely excited to see how that mini battle goes on. We already got Austin's prediction of 1-1. Riaz, what are you predicting for this one?
I think it's going to be a cracking game. I think it's going to be a cracking game, but I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle.
Jason?
Yeah, I think there's going to be some goals. I think both teams are prone to a bit of a bozo moment. So let's ride on that. As a neutral, I'm going to go, I think it's going to be like 2-2. I think there's a lot going for it. And I know we're all saying draws here, but actually, let me change it. Chelsea 3-2. There you go. Yeah.
I think I'm going with a Chelsea win as well. I think I'm going to go for a Chelsea 2-0.
Ooh.
I think Chelsea managed to keep a clean sheet as well. I think they're going to be flying high after that victory last weekend, and I mean the fact that they just got off the back of a victory over the Premier League champions, the newly crowned Premier League champions.
But if I mean that doesn't mean anything. Mariska's going to go in there and tell them, guys, don't worry, it was a fluke. We're not challenging for the title.
I think he learned his lesson already about that. I don't think he's going to be saying anything or making comments like that again. That Champions League comment was his lesson. He learned it, and I don't think he's going to be doing stuff like that again.
We have a lot of tutus in the chat, actually.
A lot of draws over here. We'll shift focus to the other big game over the weekend, and that is Liverpool-Arsenal at Anfield. Jason, do you think you guys are going to get another Liverpool performance like this past weekend? Do you think they're going to be very gifting? Do you think that they're going to still be hungover, probably thinking about the title parade? Or do you think that they come out guns blazing?
I think they most likely come out guns blazing as the guys that have been, I suppose, closest to them, right? For most of the season, they want to show why they've won the actual Prem. It also depends on what sort of team shows up from us, bruh. Like, if we have a good night tonight, I don't know, maybe Arteta just says, guys, let's just go have fun. Let's just try and, but yeah, I think Liverpool probably turn up. Last week was probably not how they expected to go. They probably expected to maybe leave with a draw. To lose to Chelsea in the manner that they did. And I suppose if something positive happens for us tonight, they'll just want to bring us back down to earth. So, yeah, I think Liverpool's going to turn up. I'm actually a bit nervous, but yeah, that's Den's worries. But yeah, I think Liverpool turn up, to be honest.
Diaz, so I actually made a point to not ask Jason about like Arsenal's best players and who he thinks is going to turn up from Arsenal. So I want you to speak about Arsenal, seeing that you are a closet Arsenal fan. In terms of which players, like it will be very silly if Arteta plays any of his star players if they go through after tonight. Just to like sort of bubble wrap them, making sure that they're going to be safe and stuff like that. But do you think that there are any key players that you'd be able to pick out?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure about if he won't play them. He played them on the weekend and they have a massive game tonight. So I'm not sure about the bubble wrapping. I mean, and his maths isn't really good as well. We've seen that recently too. But yeah, I mean, it depends on who's going to play and who's available. I mean, you never know what happens tonight. So I'm happy seeing Saka back, honestly. Firstly, also before I forget, not pick up on this. I can't be a closeted Liverpool and Arsenal fan, guys. Make it one, and then hit me with one rather than both. But
you change, you change.
Yeah, we're saying, and also a Spurs fan. He's not saying that, rather. He's just closeted for two other teams, but not outright for his own team.
Anyways.
One thing, right, that you must ever remember from this, besides everything, just know that Riaz is a fence sitter and he supports Spurs just for the vibes.
I was the one that went for a 2-1. I wasn't sitting on the fence at all. Come on now. Come on. But yeah, it depends. I've loved seeing Saka back on the field. It's been great seeing him back, to be perfectly honest with you. Also, Rice has been amazing. I know that people said they want more out of him, but I think that just the work rate of the guy is unbelievable to watch. And I think he can outwork anyone on the field if he has that kind of pivot behind him, which is super important. So yeah, I think against Liverpool it's going to be tough, but like Jason said, it's going to be both teams are going to come out wanting to kind of prove, look, either Arsenal to Liverpool, this is a fluke that like we should have been closer, or Liverpool to Arsenal, like you were never in the title race, but so I think both teams are going to come out wanting to prove something, but unfortunately I do think that Liverpool are still going to be on the beach and Arsenal are going to take it.
Ooh. Austin, from a neutral perspective, I don't know, can you call that a neutral perspective with these two teams? But how do you see this game going over the weekend? There's not like Liverpool's already won the title. Arsenal more or less has that Champions League spot locked up. It's pretty much a dead rubber.
Yeah, I think there's a few storylines, and I think it all depends on if Arsenal go through tonight. If they do, I think their mind will be focused on that final. They're throwing all the eggs in that basket. If they don't, I think they're going to want to prove a point to Liverpool to show that they should have been in that title race, and also just set the precedent for next year. So once again, it's a difficult one to call. Salah's going for that the GNA record of 40, I believe. I think he's one behind, two to take it. So yeah, a lot of factors, a lot of storylines in this game, and yeah, definitely looking forward to a tough one to call though.
So, like Salah's chasing this record right now. I thought that he was going to do something over the weekend against Chelsea, but like Liverpool just looked in a bit of a shambles. Do you think that he's going to be rallying the troops to, try to get behind him and just try to ensure that he gets that? Because I mean, they already won the title now, so they don't really have to be doing anything. But if he can now try to sort of plead with him to help him accomplish this next record, do you think that like he's already like bought enough sort of stock within the team to try and help him through?
Yeah, I mean, he's a leader in the squad, so I definitely expect him to do that. If you look at the Chelsea game where I think Nunes missed the header for the assist, and you could see on his face he was a bit annoyed. So I think he'll be rallying to get everyone, they don't want to lose another game after winning the title. They want to end the season well. So hopefully he will be, hopefully he'll lead from the front for that game.
Austin, I'm going to get your prediction first for this one. What are you thinking the score is going to end up being?
I'm going to go for a high-scoring game, 2-2.
Jason?
Yeah, I'm always going to back the boys. So I'm going to go Arsenal 2-1.
I think I'm going to go for a Liverpool 2-1. It's at Anfield. They're going to want to bounce back somehow from last weekend. Riaz?
Yeah, I just made a big boy about being on the fence, but since I am in the closet, I'm going to go 3-3 draw.
Doesn't want any of his teams to win or lose, so we just draw it.
We have Sadiq in the chat just like commenting on Jason laughing here. Sadiq, this guy is he's engaged, eh? Like,
Please, man, you're Sadiq. Show somebody strength, man. But also, I think I'm just laughing because I'm nervous, man. I think team news is almost out, so that's why I'm a bit nervous for that.
Yeah, so then let's just pivot real quickly to the European games this week. We'll get to the Arsenal ones last. We'll get to the Riaz's one first. So tomorrow night is United and Tottenham. They're playing in the Europa League games. 3-0 lead for United, 3-1 lead for Spurs. Riaz, do you think Tottenham has it in the bag? Do you think that that one goal is a bit of a worry?
Firstly, I thought we were leaving Jason's team to last. Why are we talking about United now? Confused. But anyways, the one goal is a worry. We never have it in the bag. We proved that over the season so far. So letting in that one goal does make me worry quite a bit. I struggle to say we should have it. It should be sorted. But the season has not been kind to me. I should say, AF. But yeah, it's going to be tough. And we're playing away, so the struggle is going to be kind of that the weight game is probably going to be more difficult than your home game. To kind of come into it 3-0 at home is probably easier. So yeah, it's going to be
home form this season.
True. I was going to bring that up, but it is true. But you're not going to lose 3-0. Come on now. I mean, we can lose 2-0 away from home. That seems more like. I appreciate you, Asfar. I do. But that is probably unfounded. I honestly feel like if it is the two English teams in the final, I think United will take it. Because United
psychology again.
No, that's my true feelings. Because I mean, United had a shocking season last season, and they beat City in the FA Cup final. They just know how to win finals that they don't deserve to win. So, they somehow eke it out somehow. So I think that they will win it at the end of the day. But yeah, it's going to be difficult for us to do it. If we do it, I'm hoping that we can do it with a clean sheet. Because then. Because I mean, this rotation that we've done in the past couple of weeks is enough to see. There's been eight changes every single week. No settle back for changes also every week. So
I see Maddison got injured now. Also, his season is probably over.
Yeah, Maddison's also injured now. So I mean, it's just a cascade of issues that we've faced since the beginning of the season. But hopefully we can make it to the final, and I'll take that as a win, I suppose. What about you, AF? How's your kind of your nerves? Are you kind of You confident?
I can't say that I'm ever confident about United this season. Like, I think they broke me. So
Yeah,
I feel like even if they come up against Wrexham right now, they'll probably get stage fright or something, and they probably end up losing that game. But yeah, like, I mean, a 3-0 lead at Old Trafford. News came out this morning that both Williams brothers aren't playing tomorrow night. So things look in our favor, but you never know with this team, and like they've hurt me so much that I won't be happy and satisfied up until the last second.
Yeah, Kita, I just wanted you to feel at home and like you didn't miss anything, you know. So there you go. But sorry, if carry on.
Yeah, no. I said all that I want to. And
but
yeah,
like, but you know what's nice, AF? You know what's nice is that my boy is back and he's playing like, and he's looking angry like Mason Mount. I mean, it's good to see him play again. So I hope he can keep himself.
Feel about that? How does Austin feel about that? I'd like to know. Like, what was your feelings about Mason Mount being sold to Man United at the time? Not like his form since he joined.
I was devastated. I mean, Lampard brought him into the team. I thought he would be with Chelsea for at least 10 years. And then to see him go to Man United, and I hate United, I was devastated. I was going to name my dog Mason, but now I have to name my dog Cole, so let's see how that goes.
I love it. I see Sadiq is very vocal in the chat there. He is forgetting that when Chelsea makes the Conference League final, he has to go up against the greatest of all time, Anthony, at Real Betis. So you maybe need to keep those comments to yourself, sir. So.
Oh gosh, sure.
Jason, has the team news come out yet?
Actually, I had actually posted in the chat, and I'm gonna read it for Sadiq because I know some words he probably struggles with. So we're gonna go Raya, Pearls, and then Timber, Saliba, Kivio, Miles Lewis Kelly, not Major League Soccer. Party, Rice, Odegaard, and then Saka, Marino, Martinelli. I'm struggling to find the PSG team, but it's probably gonna be like Usain Bolt, Asafa Pau, Akani Sanbani, and probably in the midfield we'll have like I don't know who PSG could possibly change about, but I think their team was exceptionally strong, and they rested. I think they rested like 8 of their first team players. So I predict, and I think what I saw was that Dembele is back. So that little hamstring thing. This guy used to be out for 7 weeks with a hamstring in. Is the fastest I have ever seen him recover from a hamstring injury. So there's definitely, there's definitely something that has to be asked about that. But teams are out. I think it's probably the strongest available 11 we have. And I think we've got Jorginho on the bench, which says a lot. Like, I'm excited for him to be on the bench. If all else fails, we bring on Kieran Tierney as number 9, and we'll see what happens.
Nah, man, you don't have to worry about that when you have Marino there. That guy's been like low-key, like pulling his weight up front. Austin, from I can't imagine you liking an Arsenal win or enjoying an Arsenal win tonight. So I'm going to ask for your sort of PSG opinion. A 1-0 lead, very slender. Do you think that they are able to seal the deal? Do you think that Arsenal will come out hungrier? How do you see this tie ending up?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. 1-0, and then playing at PSG. If I look back at the first leg, I mean, PSG outplayed Arsenal for, let's say, the first 30 minutes, and then the game was sort of balanced, towards the last hour. But I think a big factor is that Partey's in the squad. PSG's attack and their midfield is exceptional. I think Vitinha had 100% pass rate, pass successful rate in the first leg, which is crazy in a semi-final at Arsenal's home ground. So hopefully PSG take it. So I'm sorry, Jason, but it's going to be an exceptional game. I can't say anything because I would love my team to be in the Champions League. So I'm just looking forward to to two great teams going up against one another.
Yeah, I want the admin to revoke Austin's access. But that is enough to get him kicked out. Okay, so two things. We're just going to jump to comments quickly. We've got PSG's 11, so we're going to go Donnarumma, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Paco. I think that's
Pacho.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Pacho, the centre back, and then Nuno Mendes, left back. João Neves, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, and then Desiree Doué, Barcola, and Kvaratskhelia. So okay, Dembele probably makes the bench. So that is, I don't know, that's good, because even when they brought on their subs, I'm like, okay, they're bringing on Ramos, they brought on Barcola. These are all international players, and I think our best option that we had was like Raheem Sterling, maybe, in terms of experience, and then Ethan Nwaneri, who's like an under 21 England international. Exceptionally strong team in Paris. My only thoughts is that I just hope Arsenal don't make it bigger than. I mean, it's a massive game, but don't let the situation take over all of what you know. And then I think Asfar asked me a question earlier that I haven't forgotten about, but what are my superstitions before the game? Asfar, I think I've never prayed as much before Arsenal play a game recently. So yeah, a little bit of a prayer, a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump, and then just sit. And I will admit that I get exceptionally nervous during the game, so I sometimes do play Candy Crush. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. Everyone has to calm their nerves somehow, isn't it? So yeah, it's like one of those things where you're just looking through the thing like that. So yeah, I think it's going to be an exceptionally tight game. And if Arsenal that I know turns up, the Arsenal that we saw against Real Madrid and all of the other games, I think we're in for a very good, exciting game tonight. I think after last night's game, where you see the teams going for it, and I mean, look, there was a lot of defensive mishaps there, but both teams played with a 1 to score, and it showed a very open game. I don't know if we have it in us, and I don't know what Marino is going to turn up tonight, but I'm hoping it's the gunslinger. So yeah.
Riaz, let's start with the predictions from you.
I just want to, just before I get to predictions, I just want to say, like, I wasn't really exposed much to, obviously, Doué and the two wingers, Doué and Kvaratskhelia, but wow, are they good. Like, they are serious business. They play really, really well.
Doué is like 18 years old. He's 17 or 18 years old. The kid is so young.
He's a youngster. Yeah. And Kvaratskhelia, I mean, sure. I mean, he can do everything. He's good with, like, he can just turn the game on a dime instantly. So it's going to be interesting. That's a great comment here, Hamza, by the way. I'm going to go with.
I just want to tell you, Hamza, look here. Thanks for the comments, but also, I mean, look, he is a Liverpool born and bred. I think it shows more quality, right? To after it's confirmed that you win the title, to still not lose in the remaining games, something that Liverpool, on the two occasions that they've won it, haven't been able to do. So cheers, Riaz. Back to you then.
But sorry, thank you for cutting back to me there, Jason. But I mean, they have won, and like at the end of the day, you don't need to win the rest of the games. It's more of a kind of a thing to them that they kind of are able to lose these games because they won, because the second place team is so far below them, so they don't have to win the games really. But in any case, I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw. A 2-2 draw and a great game. I want to see a great game as a neutral, and a 2-2 draw for me.
Jason, from you.
Again, you have to back the boys. I think it's gonna be 3-1 Arsenal. I think we'll turn up
in Paris. Wow.
In Paris, my friend.
Go big, Jason. Go big.
Yeah, obviously. Look here, I will always back my boys, my bro. Even if it sounds like I'm a sore loser, or if it sounds like my team is dead in the dumps. What's the point? You have to support your team. If you're not, then you end up getting a lot of allegations that Riaz gets, you know. So yeah.
Nobody be into this. Nobody be into this now. Yeah. They're poking you tonight, not me anymore. So you keep it there by you. You're the one who's being baited.
Association Spurs will always get that smoke. But Yeah, no, I think it has to be that, because any other result like a 2-1, a 1-0, it's not going to help us. So yeah, we have to go and we have to show that we want to win. We can't wait for PSG to give us. We have to take it. So yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm
Austin,
going to.
your side?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Jason on this one. I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal win, which is surprising. I just think that Arteta would have learned so much from the first leg. Like I mentioned, that first 30 minutes, Arsenal all over the place. I think they were pressing a 4-4-2. Dembele had so much space dropping in deep. Then they switched to a 4-2-3-1. So I think they'll be better equipped to handle PSG's midfield. I think they'll score first and then 2-1 and then go into extra time, and then not sure what happens thereafter.
Yeah, I think I'm going with a similar thought, but that's just mainly because I wanted to go to penalties so that Jason can do the whole watching through his fingers thing, because we know that that's going to happen. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think 2-1 Arsenal, extra time, penalties, and like we need to carry on the thrills from last night. Serve it on both nights. Cool.
I'm not
so
sure.
that
I'm not sure
is-
if you can do that all the time. Unfortunately, not sure it's possible.
It's semi-final
But we'll
time,
see.
and like there's only two fixtures a week, so it's fine. Thanks you guys for popping by. Thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks Austin for making your debut appearance on the show. You did really well, my man.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you on social media if they want to reach out to chat to you, or just like geek out over Chelsea, I guess?
Yeah, you can find me anywhere, Instagram, but I recommend finding me on Twitter. I have a lot of Man United hate, just because growing up, United fans are always on my case, always winning. So if you go to my Twitter, you'll find a lot of Man United hate and a lot of love for Liverpool. Some say I might be a closeted Liverpool supporter, just because I love the vibe of the club. But let's see what happens.
How do you guys
I like that. I
become
like that.
closeted supporters? Like, tell me also, like, how someone to feel some sort of like feels for another club.
Don't worry, if I'm working on it, we'll see next season how you feel.
With Spurs, absolutely not, sir.
Don't say that so loud.
Absolutely-
Just let it
absolutely
in.
not.
Just let it in,
Bro, at the moment you are watching United games over Spurs, so the chances of you becoming a United supporter is actually a bit bigger.
That's true.
Looking
I'll
at
give
this
you
guy's
that.
living room now, he probably does have a big closet. I'm not gonna lie to you. This guy must have a few teams in there.
All the better to stuff it in
Probably
there.
like
Yeah,
5
exactly.
jerseys in that piano also.
But
Yeah.
you see, Jason's a better man than me, man. He watches through his fingers. I just don't watch it all. I can't do my nerves, I can't do it.
Riaz, where can the people find you on social media?
At Parker_Riaz on Twitter. I'm trying to be better at tweeting, I guess. But I'm mostly in the sub tweets. And follow the channel. Like the stream if you can. Subscribe to us if you can. And share the videos and things like that. We appreciate you all for coming in the chat as well. So thanks for joining us this evening.
Jason, plug yourself, sir.
Yo, if you guys don't know by now, at Jason_Ronnie. Look, don't be alarmed if you see a generic tweet asking for a life on like Candy Crush. No, please, this game is gonna cause me great. So I'm on X/Twitter, whatever it is. Don't look for me on Instagram, please. I'm not gonna be there for a lot longer. Find me there, and I'm trying to be a bit more active. But I think this evening the tweets might be a little less.
No lies, it's gonna be rolling.
Yeah. And also, just give a shout out to firstly AB Razak, if you are watching. Shout out, Zadi's cousin. But then also, if Arsenal win, right? This is something now. You can go to Smoky Co. This isn't a paid promotion, but I might be there. Smoky Co. Shop with the Arsenal jersey. You get a free cheeseburger or some sort of burger. They're actually running a promotion. If anybody wants a Arsenal jersey, I have one. Message me, find me at Jason_Ronnie, and I will make sure everybody can eat. Okay.
When is this? When is this? Tomorrow or Thursday or when?
Riaz is getting one, bro.
Thursday. Yeah. Look here, Riaz. If there's anybody that would like a burger, it's probably the closeted Arsenal fan. No? So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen this guy more excited before in my life.
Nah,
Yo,
all good.
um,
Happy to have been on the show, boys. It was a lovely one.
yeah, like, I see in the chat that Austin, you went to Pinelands High. Should have actually gotten
I went
Nikita
to
on here
Pinelands,
so we
yeah.
could have had a Pinelands High collaboration. Seeing that I was there,
Keep
Nikita
your
was there as well.
reunion for your own time. No,
Yeah.
please.
Get all the Pinelands High people, the Chelsea fans, any of those two groups I'm happy with.
Oh. Thank you guys for showing up today on the channel. Like Riaz says, follow us on all social media platforms. That is Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. We have an account everywhere. Check out our sports updates every morning. Ziad posts diligently every single morning all of the main sport headlines from the day before. So yeah, just like reach out, just maybe comment on a couple of posts, give us your thoughts, your opinions, and let us know what you want us to cover in future shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I am at AFBarker642, also on all platforms. But yeah, this was episode 116 of
Hello.
343. And yeah, I'm AF. Cheers, you guys, for popping by, and see you guys next time.